9,000 tons of clamping force, 300 robots deleted. Both numbers are real. They just did not happen on the same car. That is the honest version of a headline you have probably seen a dozen times. And the difference between those two cars is the whole story. Here is the setup. Somewhere in Texas, there is a machine roughly the size of a small house. It weighs more than 400 metric tons. It swallows 80 kilograms of molten aluminum at 700 degrees Celsius and pushes out a finished section of a car every 90 seconds. It is called a Gigapress, and the claim attached to it is that it wiped 300 welding robots off a factory floor. So we went through the teardown reports, the supplier specs, and the original interview where that number was first said out loud. Some of it holds up far better than we expected. Some of it is a magic trick. We will show you both. To understand what got deleted, you have to understand what was standing there before. For about a century, cars have been built the same way. Giant rolls of sheet metal get fed into stamping presses. Those presses punch out dozens of separate shapes: brackets, frame rails, shock towers, floor pans. All of it gets carried into a body shop where an army of robotic arms clamps the pieces together, fires thousands of spot welds, and squeezes in meters of adhesive to seal every seam so the car does not leak. The rear underbody of a conventional vehicle is a patchwork of roughly 70 to 86 separate stamped parts. Gigacasting throws that out. Instead of building the back third of the car from 70 pieces, you cast it as one piece. If you have ever held a Hot Wheels or a Matchbox car, you already know what this is. That little metal body is not tiny sheets of steel welded together. It is one solid piece of alloy poured into a mold. Tesla took the toy car process and scaled it up to a 400-ton machine and aerospace-grade aluminum. That is the entire idea. So let us talk about the machine, because the 9,000-ton number in the title needs a correction, and it needs it right here. Tesla does not build these presses. They come from a company called Idra, based in Travagliato, Italy, which was bought in 2008 by a Chinese group called LK Technology. Now the numbers. A mid-tier press applies 6,000 to 6,500 tons of clamping force. And that word, clamping, is doing all the work here. 9,000 tons is not what the machine weighs. It is the force holding the two halves of the steel mold shut while liquid metal is fired in at 10 meters per second. If that grip slips, molten aluminum sprays across the factory floor. One press weighs between 410 and 430 metric tons, 64 feet long, 19 feet wide, 17 feet tall. Shipping one from Italy takes a heavy lift cargo ship, and a specialist crew needs about a month to assemble it on site. Once it is running, it completes a shot every 80 to 90 seconds, 40 to 45 castings an hour, roughly 1,000 a day from one machine. Now the correction, and it is the reason we made this video. The 9,000-ton presses are real. As of late 2023, 2 of them were operating at the Texas plant. But they do one job. They cast the rear underbody of the Cybertruck. That is it. The Model Y, the car that actually made this technology famous, is cast on the smaller 6,000-ton machines. So the 300 robots were not deleted by a 9,000-ton press. They were deleted by a 6,000-ton press. The title welds 2 different vehicles together for drama. But here is the part that surprised us. The 300 number itself is not marketing fluff. It came from Elon Musk during a 2021 factory tour with teardown engineer Sandy Munro, and his words were, quote, "We got rid of 300 robots, just with that rear body casting. When we go to the front body casting, we will get rid of another 300 robots." And that math checks out. The Model Y rear underbody replaced roughly 70 stamped parts and about 1,600 individual spot welds with one casting. The robots removed were mostly 6-axis KUKA arms handling positioning, welding, and sealant. When the front casting was added, the line lost another 300, 600 total, 171 parts, gone. The money explains why anyone would attempt this. A bare 6,000-ton press costs about $6.5 million. A 9,000-ton machine runs past $11 million. But the press by itself is useless. You need melting furnaces, degassers, extraction robots, quenching tanks. Add roughly $8.5 million more, plus another 10 to 15% to ship it. One working cell lands near $17 million before it casts a single part. A plant building 500,000 electric cars a year needs 4 or 5 of them. Call it $85 million just to open the door. What you get back is a different factory. The consultancy Lean Design modeled it and found labor requirements down 65%, floor space down 47%, and scrap falling from a range of 18 to 24% down to 4 to 8%. Rear structure cost drops about 9.5%. Tesla claims the whole thing shaves roughly $150 off every car. Across the 1.78 million vehicles delivered in 2023, that is over $266 million in a single year. Picture yourself standing in the old body shop. It is loud, sparks everywhere, hundreds of orange arms swinging inside cages, each one performing a fraction of a second of work, over and over, 1,600 welds per car, conveyors moving 70 separate pieces of metal between stations, someone in a respirator spackling sealant into gaps, a job Musk himself called, quote, the most painful job in the whole factory. Now, walk into the new one. There is one machine. It is enormous, and it is quiet in a way heavy industry almost never is. A robotic ladle scoops the metal. The die closes. 90 seconds later, a single extraction arm reaches in and pulls out the entire back third of a car with crash rails, suspension mounts, and battery tray supports already built into it. Then it drops into a quench tank and moves on to a milling station. Where 300 robots used to stand, there is open floor. 60% of that body shop footprint is simply gone. If this is so good, everyone should be doing it. They are not, and the split is stark. Toyota built a working gigacasting cell at its Myochi plant in Japan. It casts a rear chassis in 3 minutes, replacing 86 parts and xipping a 33-step process. Toyota wants it on next-generation electric vehicles, aiming to cut assembly time in half. Chinese manufacturers went all in. XPeng runs 2 7,000-ton presses for its G6. Zeekr uses the technology on its 009 minivan. Neja is working with LK Group on a 20,000-ton machine meant to cast an entire chassis in one shot. In Europe, Volvo is installing 9,000-ton presses at its Torslanda factory in Sweden. And then the legacy giants hit the brakes. Volkswagen planned a $200 million factory in Wolfsburg around this for a flagship electric car by 2026. That project is now pushed to 2032, and the factory was canceled outright. Hyundai announced a $730 million hypercasting facility in Ulsan, then quietly moved the launch from 2026 to 2028. 3 honest doubts, and we are not going to soften any of them. First, the robots were not deleted, they were traded. A gigacasting cell needs heavy payload extraction arms, automated die-spraying robots that mist the mold with soybean oil so the metal does not fuse to the steel, and CNC machining stations to finish the part. The body shop lost 300 cheap, agile welders and gained a smaller number of far more expensive specialized systems. The robot headcount dropped. The automation did not. Second, and this one lands on you rather than on Tesla, a single-piece casting does not bend in a crash. It cracks. And because it cannot be unbolted, replacing it means pulling the powertrain, the battery, and the interior. Documented repair estimates on cracked Model Y rear castings have run past $24,000, and insurers have written off relatively new cars over damage a steel body would have shrugged off. Tesla saves $150 per car. You pay for that in your premium. Third, if this were a silver bullet, Tesla would not be walking away from it. In May of 2024, Reuters reported that Tesla shelved its next-generation unboxed process, which would have cast an entire underbody as one piece for its cheaper upcoming car. It went back to a proven 3-piece method to conserve cash. One die costs up to $4 million and lasts about 100,000 shots. If your car does not sell in enormous volume, that is a liability, not an advantage. So what happens to the people? Headcount does fall. Tesla noted a 40% reduction in workers for that unboxed process it later shelved. But the jobs that disappear are the brutal ones, loading sharp sheet metal and spackling sealant. And the jobs that appear are metallurgists, die maintenance technicians, and analysts watching thermal cooling curves on a screen. There is a larger thread here. Musk has argued for years that the factory is the real product, the machine that builds the machine, and that you should delete any part or process you can. A car with 171 fewer distinct parts is not only cheaper, it is a simpler place to work in. Fewer things to track, sort, and move. And a simpler factory floor is a far easier environment for a humanoid robot to learn to walk around in. The press that deleted 300 robots may have been clearing the room for a very different kind. So we want to hear from you. If you were buying a car tomorrow, would you take the one built in 90 seconds by a single machine, knowing a low-speed crash could total it? Or would you pay a little more for a body that a local shop can actually repair? Tell us in the comments. If you got something out of this, hit that like button. It helps more than you would think. And join our family by subscribing to the channel so you do not miss the next one. Because this manufacturing story is nowhere near finished. Final verdict on the title. 9,000 tons, true. 300 robots, true. Same vehicle, no. 2 different cars, and one very real revolution. Thank you so much for watching. Take care, stay safe, and God bless.